What is up, Yang Gang? Get this set right. Bam. So now we wait for our peoples to show up, and they will start jumping on as soon as they see it go live.
You know, I had to step in about a foot of snow to get out of the car.
A foot of snow to get out of the
My whole
car.
leg went to the snowbank.
Our legs went numb. Who was the first person on here? What's up, John Wisdom?
I'm gonna get over here with you.
Over here with me. Oh, Yang Gang. What is up, beautiful people? Start tweeting it out, man. This office opening is going to be awesome. What is up, Crown Tortuga? My sister sending text, random text popping up on the screen.
So, Andrew should be here in
about 30 minutes. And we are bringing you the live stream.
live stream.
Office opening.
How does everything look?
How's the stream coming through? Y'all make sure you tweet it out for sure. We only got 17 people on here. We can't have that. We are grassroots Yang Gang. We are better than that.
Some people gotta.
We love y'all. Some people do have to do things, but there is nothing more important than Andrew Yang. Always. So I'm gonna turn this camera around for a second and let y'all see the
barber shop.
This is the office opening.
Literally all you guys need is just smartphones.
Thank you, John Wisdom. We appreciate it. Y'all make sure you thumbs up the video for the algorithms, obviously. Tell Yang to take his gloves off and attack the other candidates. Well, listen, we'll let Yang do what Yang does because, I mean, he's a lot smarter than I am, so I'll just let him do what he does. Joe Biden, he'll be dropping out soon, man. The writing's on the wall for him. Kamala Harris, down in flames. Peace out, Kamala Harris. We are not going to miss you. We're glad you're fighting. Look, that is awesome. I'm so excited. Look, I didn't even get into on the video that we put out. I didn't even get into why it was, why she ended up closing down, because she didn't have any money. And we raised $750,000 in one day, because that's how the Yang Gang rolls. Crown Tortuga said, officer down, Officer Kamala Harris, the top cop. Peace out. Look, cops have been hassling us for too long, for sure. Anyway, the other candidates can whoop their own rear ends for sure. They're already doing that, y'all. They are shooting themselves in the foot, left and right. Blah, 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 blah. Who?
Steve.
Oh, wait. There's the prettiest head in New Hampshire right there, Yang Gang. And definitely the most shiny. Mr. New Hampshire politics himself, Steve Marchand.
What's right there? All I gotta do is look at him.
So, Mama Yang Gang, come over here.
Yeah.
I'll scooch down here with you.
We're gonna get very uncomfortable.
So what did you think of Miss Officer Down? Officer
Kamala.
Down.
Okay. That's awesome. I mean, it sucks for her supporters, the ones that she had left.
It does, and y'all listen. Y'all reach out to her supporters, Yang Gang, because they gotta go somewhere. And the most obvious choice to us is Andrew Yang.
Where's the clip of?
We're on a live stream. We can't. Y'all make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Well, you guys are already subscribed. You're here. So give them a day to recover from shock. Oh, I'm telling you, man, her camp's going to be in disarray. Do y'all realize what happened? And you saw the article where the lady come out and she was talking about why she went to Bloomberg's camp, why she went to his campaign.
Nobody works at Bloomberg.
No, listen. There was somebody in the Kamala Harris organization that worked for the campaign, and she was like, "Listen, I believe in Kamala Harris." She was like, "But I've never seen people treated the way that they're being treated," and that's why she put in her resignation and went over to Bloomberg's camp. But here's the thing: how do you go over to Bloomberg? This guy thinks that poor people deserve to be poor.
And deserve to be taxed even more, so they will make healthy decisions.
Oh, for sure, Andrew Yang is definitely growing, y'all. If you've got a campaign who your supporters look, all he did was ask the Yang Gang to come up with the money to do it, and we did it. He didn't have to beg for money. That's because we believe in the vision that Andrew Yang is putting out there. Humanity first. Because we all want our neighbors to do better, and we all know that this is an investment into the future of our kids, man. It's that important. This guy is a once-in-a-lifetime candidate. Y'all know that. The unreleased poll that Zach and Matt posted on Twitter. No, I didn't. What is that? Somebody's talking about an unreleased poll.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. You're gonna have to explain it. No, I sure didn't. We've been busy dealing with some stuff today. Unreleased
So
poll.
if it's unreleased, where does it come from?
It's unreleased by who? Your president will be here shortly. But we got to get this live stream up because we only have 53 people in the chat for an office opening. So, I mean, we got to get it out there, y'all. Get it out there.
At least 100,000.
Put it on Facebook. Put it on Twitter.
Everybody's going to want to see this.
Right. I'm
Catch
telling
it
you.
live.
And I understand a lot of people are at work and stuff. You know, I mean, this is our job. This is what we do. So we rely on y'all to get the word out. Where is the little cute? The little cute. He is right there. Dead center of your screen is the little cute.
Oh my gosh.
Steve Marchand.
The other little cute.
The prettiest head in New Hampshire.
It wouldn't be a Yang event if you weren't here. Oh, how are you? What are you doing?
See, there's little Yang Gang.
This.
You know when Andrew talks about kids being addicted to screens?
Oh yeah, well, there.
Oh,
So-
the dog got you.
The adults are addicted too. Like, I mean, right? I mean,
Steve, I have to ask you about Kamala Harris dropping out.
oh, well, all right. I
Talk.
mean, Andrew said it at lunchtime today. Andrew, if the news came out in the middle of Andrew's event in New London, so I think he found out about it in front of the cameras. You know what I mean? He got
Yeah.
asked, and I think he was genuinely surprised. Look, I've never met him personally, but I know Andrew's spent a lot of time in the same place as her, including, I think, a half dozen debates or whatever. And he's always spoken very highly of her. Super smart. She's tough. She loves the country, obviously. Anybody who runs for president, I mean, I know on a little micro level, rather than statewide, governor, how much it takes out of you and your family to run for major office. So I give major props to anybody who's willing to step up and run. I don't care what the party is, I don't care if I agree or disagree. I agree with Senator Harris a lot more often than I disagree in the big picture of life. And I did spend quality time with her husband, who was a surrogate for her on a number of occasions. Great guy, really enjoyed time with him. Kind of understated guy who knew that he was married to like the superstar, you know? And he's a sharp guy. She brought a lot to the race, but this is a really hard thing. And I gotta say, when we signed on with Andrew, people were like, Andrew who? 15th place, whatever. And, he keeps moving forward. The polling, the fundraising, the crowds. And he keeps surviving and growing as others who have a lot of talent are finding it's not going to work out this time for them. So in that level, I'm really proud of Andrew that from starting at such a modest place, he's been able to keep going as other really talented political figures have not been able to get as far. So, we're going to do this tonight in Manchester.
And we hope that we can welcome Kamala's people over here into the Yang Gang.
Oh, look, I got a lot of friends who are big fans of Kamala Harris. I'm a big fan of Kamala Harris. She is going to do all kinds of stuff in 2020 and beyond in the U.S. Senate. I mean, she is going to really, in strong and thoughtful and forceful form, bring it in the Senate. If and when this conversation about the business behavior comes to the Senate, she's going to ask tough questions. That's her background. Super talented. And yeah, look, anybody, the Yang Gang welcomes all. Whether you voted Republican or Democrat, or you're an independent, you've never voted before, you become disenchanted, or if you were a supporter of Senator Harris or any other Democrat running, you aren't just tolerated in the Yang Gang. You are desired. You are loved. And there's plenty of room for you. Though in about half an hour, there won't be much room for anybody in this room.
Yep.
But that's it for tonight. Tomorrow, Senator Harris supporters come on board. We would love to join together and make America think harder. That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Much love to Senator Harris.
We appreciate you very much, Mr. New Hampshire Politics.
Love New Hampshire. Love New Hampshire.
So you think this is going to be a big to-do tonight?
Yeah, there's going to be a totally full house. You know we're in New Hampshire
Somebody just
because
brought
a garbage
Dunkin'.
bag worth of Dunkin' Donuts just came in.
A garbage bag
I
full
mean,
of
like
Dunkin'
literally,
Donuts.
that's a garbage bag worth of Dunkin' Donuts. Hey, Jacob, could you hold up the
over
Dunkin'
there.
Donuts garbage bag?
We gotta see this.
No, it's look at that.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's a recycling bin full of Dunkin' Donuts.
That's how you know you're up north.
You know that you're in New Hampshire the day after a foot-plus snowstorm when somebody says, I got a shovel, and I got a scraper, and I got a hat and gloves, and I got a garbage bag full of Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
You have arrived.
Everybody's in.
it's so funny. I have noticed that since we got up here. There's a Dunkin' Donuts like around every corner.
Oh my God! The worst thing you can do in a place like Manchester is say to somebody, "I'll meet you at the Dunkin' Donuts on Elm Street," because there's still a pretty good chance you're going to miss each other. Because you're going to go to the wrong Dunkin' Donuts on Elm Street.
Yeah.
I mean, we got them all over the place. So.
It's crazy, and I haven't seen a Starbucks yet.
Not too many Starbucks. It's growing, right, compared to like 15 years ago. But my family's up in Canada, and it's kind of like Tim Hortons, which is really good. Tim Hortons up in Quebec and Ontario and the Maritime provinces all the way out east. Tim Hortons at every corner. This may not be, I'm not sure it's going to win me votes. This is not Andrew Yang's position, but I will tell you that Timbit,
Disclaimer.
the Canadian Munchkin, they call it Timbit, is better. The Timbit is better than the Dunkin' Donuts Munchkin. And if you don't believe me, you travel to Canada, you try the sour cream Timbit, and you tell me that didn't melt in your mouth.
You can tell me that anything is better than Dunkin' Donuts, and I'll believe you.
He's not a fan of Dunkin'
I'm
Donuts.
not a fan. I'm not a fan.
It's all right.
The coffee's pretty good. The
But
coffee's pretty good.
Tim Hortons coffee is even better.
I have to try it
I gotta bring some down.
Yes.
for sure.
Next time.
Andrew's first international trip maybe to Canada is typically it. So we'll all have to go up to Ottawa when we visit the Prime Minister and President Yang, and we'll make sure we take him to Tim Hortons.
That would be so cool.
That's the first job on the agenda.
There you go.
All right, good to see you guys.
All right, brother.
Right.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. New Hampshire Politics himself. Yang Gang, it's good to see that there are 75 people up here now. We
We weren't paying
appreciate it.
attention to the chat, so
We
we
weren't-
missed
we
if
were-
you said anything while Steve was talking. So,
Yes. So please like, share, subscribe, get it out there. Ding the bell. Make sure you ding the bell. Any donation links that you might need will be in the descriptions of any of our other videos, right?
yep.
And super chats, welcome, awesome. We
Yeah, and
appreciate them.
I have not seen a Krispy Kreme anywhere.
Krispy Kreme.
I do miss
Yeah.
Krispy Kreme.
I'm just not a sweets person, y'all.
You like coffee?
I love coffee, but I like Starbucks. It tastes so much better. I mean, I drink my coffee black. at home. But if I do get the occasion to splurge, which is not very often, on a $5 cup of coffee, it's a triple venti caramel macchiato. Man, I'm telling you what's the truth. That thing is so good.
I'll drink any coffee as long as it's coffee and it has vanilla.
I mean, when you got like shots of espresso in there, man, like when you drink that, you're just like,
Espresso. When I used to be a server, I drank espresso.
I don't want it. I don't like it.
I love those.
When I think about sweets, it's just, I'm not a sweet person.
No, he's not. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He is. He just doesn't eat sweets because he's so sweet already.
I'm just gonna let that one go, y'all. So we.
Okay, let's go. Andrew Yang. That's what we're talking about. He does like sweets, and his favorite donuts are the what are they? The cinnamon donut holes. You know?
Those are pretty good. Okay, now I like some cinnamon stuff.
We are so exhausted.
And look, I don't want to do like.
Barely functioning.
I don't want to do Mama Yang Gang like Joe Biden did, Mrs. Biden. Just like bite her finger out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I guess that was kind of a creepy romantic moment. I thought of Joe Biden biting my fingers.
But Andrew Yang's response was,
Nibble gang.
what did he say? I occasionally like to bite Evelyn's fingers. That was funny. Did you see that tweet? Come on.
I didn't see that tweet.
How'd you miss it?
I don't know.
Where's this guy been?
I don't know. I'm always on Twitter. For sure, how did I miss that? So, I don't know if y'all saw some of the tweets out there. We tweeted out last night something I thought was really, really funny.
Oh no.
Happened.
Oh no. This is not what we're talking about
And
right now.
listen, y'all, if y'all want to see this, it's only like a 10 or 15 second clip, 20-second clip.
It's staying in the vault.
It was hilarious.
No, it wasn't.
And look, y'all let us know if you want to see it. And y'all
You
put
know
it in the chat.
they're gonna say yes.
Thumbs it up.
For everyone that says yes, they want to see it. That's a vote towards the no pile.
So you're saying everybody should vote no?
No, wait. Never mind. It's not that funny. He's hyping it up. So by the time you see it,
It is funny, y'all.
By the time you see it, it's not.
Look,
gonna
she says that. Look, y'all. It was so funny that when I saw, I didn't even know it happened. I did not even know it happened until we got back last night.
That's why I said swipe or no swiping. That's all I'm going to say about that.
But see, I didn't even hear that because I was so engrossed in the moment. But I didn't even know this happened until we got back to the hotel room. Tell us the big secret. That's what we're talking about right now. We're talking about that secret. But it was pretty hilarious. I think y'all would want to see it.
We'll put it in a later video, maybe. It's going to be buried. Like, we're going to have like an hour-long video, and we're going to bury it somewhere
No,
in
that
there, so
moment
you
needs
got
to
to
come
watch
out.
the whole thing.
That moment definitely needs to come out. It needs to come to light because it was funny. All right, so I'm gonna turn this camera.
He's turn the camera around. I can do it myself.
Look, y'all don't see her glaring at me back here.
Oh my gosh, we're so loud that everybody else is.
It's great though. Look, everybody's watching us, y'all. We're on TV. Do we think Andrew will get
Yes.
the poll? Come on, Crown Tortuga. How you gonna ask me that question? Look. How you gonna ask me that question? Of course do I think Andrew can walk on water? Probably. What's that? Why you gonna ask me that question? I think.
Yeah, he'll get the pole. Easy. It's only
he
one.
gonna
He only
make
needs one
anime
more
real?
pole.
Maybe.
Is he gonna bring back unicorns? Probably.
I heard he's already working on a unicorn preserve.
I mean, if giraffes exist, why not unicorns? Weird creature.
Your mom's a weird creature.
Yeah. Which one? Can't believe I just said that on live. This is my exit.
That's hilarious. All right. Y'all don't never know what you're gonna see on our live stream. That's crazy.
So cute.
Aw.
Thanks, Jake.
So cute. You are cute. You're very cute. So.
We don't. Demonetized.
Demonetized. So, Yang of Thrones continues. It is day 432 of the Yang
Winter
of Thrones.
is here.
The White Walkers have infested the land.
So I think I'm gonna go sneak over there and grab some of that coffee.
You know you want a donut. Don't tell the story. Well, we are live streaming right now. You are on camera.
I love donuts.
Of course you do.
But no one else has dug in yet. I can't be the first one. I can't be the
Look,
first one to dig in.
Y'all see? Look, she just don't want to be the first one.
Nope.
The minute, the very second after somebody like reaches over that bag, she's gonna be like, she can grab a donut.
Okay, all right.
So it looks like we got 116 people on here. Y'all tweet it out. Make sure that you get everything. Y'all, you know what to do. We need a wave in here. So, thank you for the donations that came in last night. If you're looking for our donation links, they are in any of our other videos. They won't be in this one until after this is over and we can put them in there.
Probably zero, right?
YouTube probably pays zero in taxes.
Close to zero.
Considering that doesn't I was just watching that thing. Doesn't Facebook own YouTube now? I think so.
I thought Google owned
Google.
Yeah.
Google
Google just owns everything at this point.
Google owns YouTube. That's right. And you know how big Google is. Google paid zero in taxes, right? Probably. Yes. Confirmation.
Yeah, so
Thank you. We got some of the smartest people that watch this show.
yeah.
It's a good thing because I'm not too smart.
The Yang Gang is the smartest of all the
sure.
gangs.
Math. Even for those who hate math like me. I can't stand math. Jeez Louise. This one right here, she loves math. She's facts and figures.
Because math is fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I like root numbers, but I don't like. What are we even talking about?
Andrew Yang.
Andrew Yang loves
He
math.
needs one more poll at 4%.
One more poll.
And a qualifying national poll, or 6%. Wait, will that count? If he gets 6%, yeah, that would count. 6% in an early state. I think it was 2 6%, but since he already has 3 polls, what are we looking at?
We're looking at you.
You just said look, so I was like,
I was gonna say the secret Yang Gang just came in. Nicole's gang just came in. Secret Yang Gang.
she
Won't
is,
admit
but
it.
she can't admit it.
She can't admit it.
She's a journalist.
I guess that's why we're not considered journalists.
Has anybody broke open the coffee yet?
Would you stop sweating that donut bag?
No, I just want the coffee. I'm so tired right now. I don't know if
Rise
y'all
and
can tell,
see.
but I can barely keep my head up right now.
It was a long night, y'all. It was a long night. We didn't get back till
Late.
like 11, after 11. We got in after 11 last night. And then up this morning, and we had some copyright claims on several of our videos
Weird.
all at one time, which was crazy. And so we had to deal with that. And then the breaking news about Kamala Harris, and trying to get the video out from last night's live stream that went down. We apologize. And
the Q&A for that is also coming.
The
So
Q&A.
after this, I'm going to work on editing that and getting that out. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, depending on how much time we have after this.
yes, because we don't know how long this is going to be either. And we still got, what, an hour and a half drive back.
Oh, yeah. We had to come way down south for this one. And it snowed bad down here. It's like
It snowed a lot. I'm telling you.
coffee time.
It was good. We'll turn around. We'll follow Mama's journey. Let's see if she goes for the donut bag.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Andrew will be here. What time is it? It's probably like, I don't know what time it is. But yes, he will be here shortly, for sure. We got people still filtering in for the office opening here in New Hampshire. Steve Marchand said 5. What time is it now, Eastern time? Yeah, he did say 5. And that is where he'll be standing. And that's pretty awesome, because if y'all think about it, you know, Kamala just dropped out because of finances. So, you know, now, and you see what we're doing. We're opening up offices because we're doing so well. So that just shows you the dynamic. Look, secret Yang gang hiding right over there in the cameras. Y'all see it? Y'all see where's Waldo? It's so funny because like she interviewed us one night and we seriously like yanged her. It was so funny because she was asking. This was a couple months ago, and I think it was in Boston when we were at the Boston rally. And she was like, because she saw that I did that interview on CNN, and she was like, well, you know, can I do an interview with you? Yeah. And so I started talking to her about Andrew Yang. And I didn't know that Mama Yang Gang had already been talking to her about Andrew Yang. And then when I talked to her, it was just like, she was like, that's so awesome.
I think this one's yours. Grab it and see.
Did you find that?
It's just black. So fine.
She might be trying to trick me, y'all, because I put her on the spot. And because
What? You put me on the spot.
Because I wanna, talking about that thing, that secret that you don't want everybody to see. That thing that was caught on camera.
Because y'all, it's funny to him. It may not even be that funny to y'all. And
It may not be, but it's
it
funny
was
to me.
only embarrassing to me. I mean, I guess it's really not that embarrassing if it hadn't been caught on camera.
I'm afraid to drink this coffee already, and then you make me laugh. We love y'all too, Yang Gang. We appreciate y'all. Ain't no coffee like free coffee.
Hot.
Oh.
I put whipped cream over it. Whipped cream on my coffee.
Is that the substitute for the donut?
Look, I gave my donuts to Zephaniah. I didn't even eat one yet.
You see him?
Yep.
Definitely.
Say hi to the Yang Gang. You gonna say hi to the Yang Gang? Okay, that's a no. Where did we meet? We met in North Carolina.
Both of our families are from Ohio.
Yep.
And both of our families moved us down here,
Down there, to North
down
Carolina.
there to North Carolina when we were young. And basically, we ended up in the same town, same small town. Didn't know she was from Ohio.
He was friends with my brother's ex-girlfriend's dad. Yeah.
What?
Gina.
Oh! Yeah, Gina's dad. Marcus.
Now we're just gonna tell everybody what it is. Use their names and everything.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
anyway, that's how we met.
So we met.
We met through my friend.
And we started chatting on Facebook. Right?
Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. We appreciate it. You helped us find love.
He said Mexican food.
I said Mexican. Listen,
I love to eat.
any guys out there, tell y'all a secret. You gotta like the Notebook. Okay? I love the Notebook, to be honest with you. I cried so bad during that movie. Oh my God.
Why are you gonna tell people? Why?
I don't care. I don't care. They don't care. They already know I cry.
Amazon.
Amazon. What
Link
about it?
in our Yang Scarf. One like this, yes. There's
Now,
a link in our other video for it.
If you want yours signed like this one, then you gotta come to some events.
Yeah,
So,
do that too. You also, Yang 2020 has a scarf that's similar to this one, but it looks like the other scarf that Andrew wears.
Yes. And my scarf should be at the house by the time I get back. It says it's already shipped. I can't wait. That scarf, man, that is so pretty. And it's so much better made than the one this one's. Because this one's just kind of like light cotton and stuff. Looks cool. Because Andrew rocks it. He
Yep.
rocks the same one. We're trying to, y'all. We're putting miles already on that vehicle. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We have done a lot of driving the past couple days. Sure.
It always takes a lot of driving.
It does. We're driving distance everywhere. Well, thank you, Tortuga. Listen, and y'all got one thing is y'all got to understand. It's like those Amazon, these things. How much do we get off of them?
It depends on how many are. It actually depends on how many get bought in a month. So it starts out at something like 6%, and then once you
It's not that much, my boy.
but it adds up. So.
It does. The shirts that we have in our Teespring, those are way cooler. 1,000 Reasons Why and Grassroots Yang Gang shirts.
You're not wearing yours today.
I'm not, because I am wearing the robots are coming.
That's a Massachusetts Yang Gang original.
Shout outs to y'all, Massachusetts. We represent the Yang Gang everywhere we go. And we appreciate everything that happens. Wait.
What?
Yes, these are wheels. Yeah. Will. If you were watching, man, put it in the chat. You got any more of these shirts, man? These shirts are dope. I'm sure people would like to buy them after they buy the grassroots. I mean, it helps us, y'all. Because we make a little bit more off of those.
Than we would from like an Amazon
And then some of
sale.
that goes to
the campaign.
the campaign. So it's,
Starting to fill up a little bit here. Andrew should be here.
look,
In 1 minute ago, he should have been here. So expect him any second.
it's crazy. We were looking up at our donations and stuff. We've put in almost a yang so far in donations for campaign.
Yeah, we've
Oh no, we're over
a
here.
little bit at a time. Yeah, we're.
$10, $20 at a time because we are the broke folk.
But it adds up. So.
It does add up. And all of a sudden, y'all, there was this influx of people, just like I don't know. It's crazy. So, well, we're gonna turn the camera around and let y'all see this real close. So people hear this also.
EBT gang.
All right. EBT gang for sure.
Those good donuts?
So we got all of here. Thank you, Gavin. Do you know Yang got 11% Yugo poll back in October, just published yesterday?
Blueberry.
Yugo,
Thank you, Gavin.
is that a?
I did see that, yep.
But what does that mean?
It's not a qualifying poll, but that still means that you got 11%. YouGov is a...
But you know what's crazy, y'all, and this is what I meant to mention a while ago. Hey, should we let this lady have that seat right here? He's young enough to be able to stand up.
Where can we sit?
I don't know, but she needs to sit down probably. So,
Okay, there's hot chocolate. Some hot chocolate.
let's move a donut in the tablet.
Okay, hold on. Where's Jacket? Hunter, you go. Alright, we're gonna scoot over and sit right here. Hold on. Hold my coffee. I know I'm going to get the drinks. This looks like this used to be a barbershop or hair salon. Now go ahead and get some hot chocolate. Sit right here. I don't think they have juice boxes here, buddy.
Why would you want to see what they have? No, I can't step on it.
He doesn't even...
That's going to be part of your wall.
I'm not trying to do Now, who we asked if they want to sit here?
That lady.
It's on the Seacoast.
Okay. So we are in Manchester, New Hampshire. Sorry for that pause right there. We're trying to get a chair for a lady to make sure that she has a seat. Because she's a little Russian as well. Anyway, so I don't know if these live streams, if anybody will even see them, except for the 144 people who are on here now, unless y'all tweet it out. So, donate, Yang Gang, yes, absolutely. Donate to the campaign, for sure. If you have a little bit extra, head over to any of our donation links in our videos. Just click the little drop-down box, Venmo, PayPal. We appreciate all of it. Had to get a new vehicle the other day. Trying to work on some things with that. Sorry, got distracted for a second. I saw some bumper stickers over there that I don't think I have. I need to get one.
Okay, well, when she's
For the new vehicle. And anyway, the Ghostmobile will not run in this weather. It's a diesel and it's just old. So it got over 400,000 miles on it, y'all. Like 430,000 miles on it. And it just does not want to start. So we had to get another vehicle so that was reliable. Because we are doing way too much up here in New Hampshire and in Vermont. We've been putting in work, y'all. And you know what's crazy is a lot of it doesn't get seen. And it sucks because I wish we could show it off. Hey, should we tell them? We keep promising to tell them. Well, we didn't promise, but we keep mentioning telling them about the exciting stuff that will be happening in January. Thank you so much, Mr. Nice Guy Nightmare. Coming from somebody named Mr. Nice Guy Nightmare, we'll take that.
See on my coffee, I gotta go grab one more thing.
Hey, how are you? So we're hold on. I'm gonna turn this around because I'm a little distracted at the moment. I'm holding 2 cups of coffee, trying to watch Little Yang Yang. It's not stirring.
Start stirring. It will be.
Okay, I'm bartender.
Okay, so we may have to crank this up here, Mama Yang Gang, because
I got you.
I may not be able to see.
Can you hold this again? Sorry.
So Andrew should be here any moment, actually.
Any second.
And
Mine.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess so. It tastes a little sweet. It's not. It's just a stir.
Good gracious, one of these days I have had the hardest time reaching out to them over everyone else makes the time for reaching out for us for what? We're right here. We're always right here. We try to respond to everybody. What do we need to do? So anyway, we're might have to raise this thing. Y'all are going up, going up. You feel yourself getting taller. Now you're as tall as me and
I have
Andrew.
to see over
Me and
everyone's
Andrew are the
head.
same height.
Yeah. Looks good.
I'm gonna turn you around. And then somebody say, "Wee." Yang has not spoken yet. He is on his way here now as we speak. You're welcome. I don't know what we're shouting you out for. Look. Yeah. Actually, the link. You see, he said, must have watched the live stream.
They're also
That was funny, y'all. Look, so now you're talking because now he's gonna watch this and he's gonna see it again. But the guy that
We're way down here now.
the guy that you're not supposed to remember from last
Wait, that
night.
wasn't the same guy.
Yes, that was him. That's why he just showed me. He just showed me his phone how to edit a live stream YouTube video.
Sorry, dude. We'll get it done.
We
tonight.
apologize. We didn't know how to do it, but thank you for showing me your phone. But now we know how to do it. Because he watches the show. I'm not embarrassed. I didn't know. Whatever. It was a live stream. I told him it was live. Last night, I tried to tell him it was live. And then he was like, take my face out. And I'm like, well, I'm live streaming. How am I supposed to do that? And it was a pretty funny moment. Not as funny.
Now we know, and we're gonna fix it. Enough about that. Let's talk about Andrew.
Well, that's kind of who we were talking about.
Yeah. It's very weird, like looking up on it like this.
It's very weird. We appreciate y'all being here. Like, share, subscribe, tweet it out. Make sure that everybody knows that it's going on. Interview other people. Well,
You should make it a fun drinking game. Every time Russell says tweet, you have to take a shot.
Can I play too? Sounds fun to me. I'm not really a leader. Shots to me. I do like leaders. Turn this around. Let y'all get a good look at everybody. Andrew should be here any moment now. Any moment now. We'll get that guy on there. I'm trying to keep him out of the front. Like, what is he like in witness protection or something? Is that why he's like so paranoid about his face? I was just wondering. I could. It's more fun to wonder. And especially because he watches the show and he's listening to this.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, they're talking about me. I'm in witness protection.
Here's the man with no name.
The man with no name. There's a man with a name. His name is Steve Marchand. If y'all missed that interview, we are like gang boss. So, this is probably mostly, I'm going to say Yang Gang because...
And media. Yang Gang and media.
Yang Gang and media because this is an office opening. All right.
All right, hello. Whoa, how y'all doing tonight?
Yeah!
It's very cold. I need you warm. Let me ask again. How are you doing tonight?
Let's go, Yang Gang!
Good. I have good news, and I think better news. The good news is Andrew is literally outside this building right now. Yes. That is no small task if you've been around the state in the last day and a half. I wasn't sure he's going to be here on Sunday afternoon, and we ended up in Keene and Hanover and New London and back to Manchester. And he loves New Hampshire so much, he's willing to come back again, even if it snows like this again. This is his 22nd visit to New Hampshire, his 75th event. And we are not done yet because we believe this is a great state, not just to show the people of America what the next president can be and to not settle, but specifically to make sure they know that that person is Andrew Yang. You with me on that?
Yeah!
All right. He is outside. It is really cold. And I'm going to make sure he's not out there any longer than he needs to be. By the way, I'm Steve Marchand. I'm with this guy, ride or die, like I think a lot of you are. Grew up a couple blocks from here. I'd like to tell you that I got my hair cut when this place used to be a barber shop, but for obvious reasons, you will not believe me. Or he gave me one haircut too many. Maybe that's what it is. That's it. So proud to have an office here. This is our 8th office. We've got a couple more on the way. From the seacoast out to Keene, up north, and back down here. It's the biggest city in the state. It is my hometown, and I'm proud that it's on the west side of town. This is a neighborhood rich with immigrant history. My folks are from Quebec, like a lot of folks from this part of town. The next generation, their last name may not be Momini or Marchand. It may be Rodriguez or Gonzalez. It may be from Asia. It may be from Central and South America, but it represents the future of America every bit as much as it has its past. But here's the future of the presidency, ladies and gentlemen. The next president, as he takes off his jacket, of the United States of America, Andrew Yang!
Let's go, Andrew!
Yes! Hello, everyone. I know what you're all thinking. Who wants a haircut? You look great. Thank you all so much for being here for our new mansion. I'm going to be absurd and stand on the soapbox. Thank you all so much for being here. We are so excited about the growth here in New Hampshire. Everywhere we go, the energy's higher, the groups are bigger. People now know more about me because they've seen some ads on TV. And you all are here right at the right time. We're growing and growing. We're in a peak at the right time. When other campaigns are scaling back or shrinking, we are hiring and expanding. Now, why is that? It's because we actually understand what the real problems are and how to solve them. Why is Donald Trump our president? He's our president because our economy is advancing in ways that are pushing more and more people to the side. Record high corporate profits, also record highs in the United States of America today, stress, financial insecurity, student loan debt, even mental illness, suicides, and drug overdoses, all at record highs in the United States. That is why Donald Trump won in 2016. And that is what we need to solve for to help move the country ahead and create a new way forward for our people. So incredibly indebted to the New Hampshire team. Where are you at, New Hampshire team? So we have the great Steve Marchand, Christina Snell, and we are going to celebrate New Year's Eve right here in New Hampshire. Who's ready for a New Year's Eve party?
Yeah!
And one of the joyous things about running for president is we raise money in other places and then we spend it here. So you know this New Year's Eve party is going to be a tremendous value. This booze is going to be heavily subsidized. So keep an eye out. We'll have some special guests, but we're going to have a good time. It's going to be the least political event you've ever been to. Because who can talk politics after a few drinks on New Year's Eve? Nobody. What I can't believe is that the 2010s are ending. Can you believe that decade's over? We're about to begin the 2020s. I've been trying to reflect a little bit on what the 2010s have meant. How's the decade been? What do you all think?
So slow.
Really up and down, I agree. But 2020 is going to be a whole new era. And thanks to you all, we can make it the right start to the era. The reason I love campaigning right here in New Hampshire is that you all have the future of the country in your hands. Do you know how many Californians each New Hampshire voter is worth? 1,000. That's right. So you look around this room today, this is the equivalent of a football stadium full of Californians. That's why every political candidate is here stumping for your support and your vote. We know the power you have, even if you sometimes do not. Most of you are just living your lives being like, oh, hey, presidential candidate, I'll just go check it out. But the power you have is something the rest of the country actually looks up in awe at and envy. They look up and they see the pipes clogged with corporate cash and lobbyist dollars, and they say they can do nothing about it. Unfortunately, they are generally correct. But you all can do everything about it. That is the power here in New Hampshire. That's why I love campaigning here, that you can flush the cash out just like that. This campaign is growing and growing in part because we raised $10 million in the last quarter in increments of only $30 each. So my fans are almost as cheap as Bernie's, but there are an awful lot of them. And there is zero corporate PAC money here. This is purely grassroots funded and funded by the people. I supported Bernie in the last cycle, and when I saw him at the last debate, I thanked him because he told a journalist that he liked me. And I was like, hey, Bernie, thanks for saying that you liked me, the journalist. Then he puts his arm around me and goes, of course I like you, Andrew. You bring a lot of good ideas to the table. And I felt like my uncle had just knighted me. You imagine that experience? Bernie Sanders puts her arm around. So we are very much the same in that we are also completely grassroots funded and just based on doing what's right for the people of this country. The question is, how can we actually solve the problems that got Donald Trump elected? And it's by rewriting the rules of the 21st century economy to work for all of us. Because right now, the economy is not going to work for us, and it's going to get worse and worse. It's going to get darker and darker. Amazon's closing 30% of our stores and malls and paying zero in taxes while doing it. McDonald's going to have a self-serve kiosk in every location by 2021. Robot trucks are actually hitting the highways in Arizona and California. They'll be on everyone's highways in the next 5 to 10 years. These are the real changes that we need to get ahead of. Our government is decades behind the curve right now. It is 24 years behind on technology. Now, how do I know the exact date? That sounds kind of incredible, right? It's because we got rid of the Office of Technology Assessment in 1995. Apparently, we thought we'd invented everything and said, let's get rid of that. So where has Congress been getting its information on technology from for the last 24 years?
Apparently nowhere.
Either nowhere or the tech companies themselves. They say, hey, Amazon. And Amazon's like, yeah, us being $1 trillion company paying zero in taxes, like and closing 30% of your stores and malls. That's great. And then the Congress people are like, yeah, that must be great. like that's legitimately where we are right now as a country. It is your job to change it, your power. I'm going to go a step further. It's your obligation to change it. Because if you don't rewrite these rules, New Hampshire, they stay exactly as they are. There is no second New Hampshire after you, if you know what I mean. It has to happen here, and it has to happen now. This is the vision we can take to the rest of the country, and this is the power you all have. Donald Trump's our president today because he got some of the problems right. He said he was going to make America great again, and then what did Hillary Clinton say in response?
It's already great.
She said America is already great. Remember that in 2016?
See what Trump changes that to?
She's already screwed.
That response did not work for a lot of Americans. We have to acknowledge the depth and severity of the problems and then advance real solutions that would improve our way of life. What were Donald Trump's solutions? He said we're going to build a wall, we're going to turn the clock back, we're going to bring the old jobs back. And you know, New Hampshire, that we have to do the opposite of these things. We have to turn the clock forward. We have to accelerate our economy and society as quickly as possible, and we have to evolve in the way we think about work and value. And I am the ideal candidate for that job because the opposite of Donald Trump is an Asian man who likes math. Thank you very much, Manchester. Let's do it. Let's make history together.
Let's go, Andrew.
What does math stand for?
Make America think harder.
Make America think harder. That's right. That is what you're going to do, and that is how you're going to take the country, not left, not right, but forward. Let's make history, and we're going to ring in the new year in style. Thank you all so much.
Let's go, Yang Gang.
We've got a little bit of time, so let's take a question or two. Sir.
What can people here in Manchester do to help the campaign besides giving money?
This man is not a plant. That's fantastic. So we have a team right here. This Manchester office is going to be the base of operations. And Christina, anyone who wants to help out, put their name down and come back and canvass and volunteer and get the word out. You know the wonder of it? How you're all worth 1,000 Californians? You know what that means? Your family members, your friends, your neighbors, also magical New Hampshire voters. And so if you want to reach out and touch someone, it's worth it. It's weight in gold. So just talk to Christina or anyone with an, I'm not, I should say anyone with the math, but a lot of people have math caps on that now work for the campaign and will be like, I don't know. So just go straight to Christina and she will help activate you. But thank you so much. That is exactly how we're going to win. People respond to other people first and foremost. You know, they respond to passion, they respond to their neighbors. And when you show up and say, hey, you should check out Andrew Yang, they'll actually listen very, very closely. So thank you.
I got a question.
I'd like to go man, woman. We have a... And then Julia's like, you're a journalist, Julia. That means you don't count. No, I'm kidding. Well, she's literally seen me speak like 3 times today. Yeah, go ahead on. Give me the mic.
So,
You can take the mic, why not?
okay, so I'm here to ask about Alzheimer's and your plan for Alzheimer's today.
Yes.
As I'm sure you know, almost 6 million Americans have that disease, have Alzheimer's disease. 200,000 are people who have young onset Alzheimer's, which develops before the age of 65. My husband was 53.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and my daughter was only 10 at the time. So pan forward 8 years, she's now in college. It's her freshman year. And my concern is that the Medicaid system really does not work for any family who is struggling with Alzheimer's disease for a number of reasons. One particular reason is it's likely that we are within the 5-year look back period. The average person lives 10 to 12 years with Alzheimer's disease. So it's likely we're within the 5-year look back period. We've been in this system, or we've been in this situation for 8 years now.
Yeah.
And so we're looking at, and Medicaid says that anyone who spends on their daughter past the age of 18 or on their children past the age of 18, all that money gets added together and then it gets counted against you when you need the most care. So that needs to be fixed.
I agree.
And how would you fix that?
Alzheimer's is one of the most serious killer. Thank you for sharing your story. Let's give a round of applause on that too. You can only imagine what the last number of years have been like for you and your family. Alzheimer's is one of the most serious killers in our country, but it's even more disastrous because it can have catastrophic effects on the entire family for years and years. And we need to do much, much more. The reason for optimism is that we're actually learning a lot more about Alzheimer's all the time. And I've talked to scientists who are actually on the cutting edge of the research, and they are optimistic that we can make progress if we put the right resources to work. My brother's a clinical psychology professor. My family is an academic family, and I'm going to invest billions, hundreds of billions in NIH grants and basic research to cover the gaps that right now need to be covered before things are ready for private industry. But the scientists I've talked to said that we can actually make significant progress on Alzheimer's in the next number of years in a way that was not possible before. So that's big piece number one. Number two is we have to humanize the economy so that families like yours have a leg up. And I talk about my own situation. My wife's at home with our two boys, one of whom is autistic, and her work counts at 0. Caregivers' work counts at 0. Nurturers, even volunteers, other people. So by putting $1,000 a month into everyone's hands, that starts to at least provide the basic foundation. And then I'm proposing a Medicare for All plan that would be more comprehensive and holistic in the way it supports families that have serious issues like relative or breadwinner with Alzheimer's. So we need to do much, much more. The fact is everyone has different forms of struggles. There's a saying that everyone's either a caregiver now or will need a caregiver or will be a caregiver, and those are like the only 3 categories. So we have to start facing facts about what our families need and start measuring our progress by how our families are doing. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, we're going to do a lot more with Alzheimer's because there's a lot more we can do. I think you were hearing that before, right? Yeah.
So let's do a little bit of math. So you are giving away $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
I counted it's $3 trillion a year.
A little bit
That's,
less, but yeah.
that's a lot. Are you going to consider if you are president, phase in 4 years? The first year less, then if works fine, ramp it up.
Yeah, so the first question you get when you talk about putting this money into our hands is how the heck do you pay for it? So you have a $1 trillion tech company like Amazon paying 0 in taxes, and it's not just Amazon, it's a lot of our biggest, most successful companies. If you put a mechanism in place where we all get our fair share of every Amazon sale, every Facebook ad, every Google search, every robot truck mile, we generate hundreds of billions of dollars very, very quickly. And when you put the money in our hands, it's a trickle up economy because where does the money go? Like, how would you actually spend it in real life? This is a fun question. You're gonna make this real. That's the magic of this place. This is not even that much of a hypothetical. Like after you get the dividend, where's it gonna go?
Car repairs.
I snow blower today.
A snowblower, car repairs, healthcare. How much of it's gonna stay right here at Winter Tires? Exactly. How much of it's gonna stay right here in New Hampshire?
Most of it.
Hit a number. Did you say 7%, 75%? 70%. Most of it. Not all of it. You'd all get your own Netflix password because you're tired of sharing. But most of it would stay right here, and that money doesn't disappear. That money circulates over and over again through the regional economy, generating tax revenues, new businesses, new jobs, and supporting existing businesses and keeping them from closing. So we get back hundreds of billions in new tax revenue. It was a corrections officer right here in New Hampshire who told me we should pay people to stay out of jail because it's so expensive when they're in jail. We can save billions, hundreds of billions on things like incarceration, homelessness services, emergency room healthcare, because we all know when someone hits our institutions, it's very, very expensive. If we can keep people away from our institutions, it's actually much, much cheaper and more cost efficient. The last big piece is that by making us stronger, healthier, mentally healthier, less stressed out, more productive, studies have shown that you would increase GDP by $700 billion a year just on the basis of us having better health outcomes and education outcomes. Think about that. So the trickle-up economy ends up paying for itself to some extent, but you need to get our fair share of the 21st century economy innovation that right now is taking place and we're not seeing a dime of it. Again, Amazon, $20 billion in business every year, closes 30% of your stores and malls, pays 0 back in. Is that the situation you all want?
So
No.
stealing, right?
And the fun thing is that it is up to you and you alone to change it. We're all tonight in this closed barbershop here in Manchester to rewrite the rules of the 21st century economy to work less for Amazon and more for each of us. And I know someone who talked to Jeff Bezos, and he said Amazon has one threat to its business. What do you think the one threat to his business is?
And Julian?
The U.S. government. It's you and Andrew Yang, that's true. The U.S. government. Do you think it's a coincidence then that he bought the Washington Post and that he moved Amazon's second headquarters to the D.C. metro area?
Wow.
Of course not. He knows there's one threat looming over his business. It's the U.S. government, so he's taking steps to neutralize it. It is up to you to help wake America up to the fact that they can't be siphoning off $20 billion in business every year and paying zero back. Isn't it fun you have that power? Yeah, it is. It's going to be up to you all to stick it to Jeff Bezos, who is still worth $100 billion post-divorce. I think he's going to be all right. He's going to be all right even after I'm done with him. You know, he'll still be able to invest his $1 billion a year in rockets to Mars. I actually kind of like his entire $1 billion a year to rockets to Mars thing. I think it's kind of nerdy and fun. But he has to pay back into the system, and then he can build whatever rockets he wants.
I'm going to play the bad guy because I know there's many things after. See, watch out. One more question. Then I know Andrew's got to do a press gaggle over in this corner. And for all y'all that would like maybe the book signed, the selfie, all of the above, we'll kind of queue up this way and end up over there.
I had one of those clippers. This is the 90s. So if you're an Asian guy in the 90s, you had clippers, and you're like, and then if you had the clippers and someone else would come to you and say, will you cut my hair? Not really knowing that you're actually terrible at cutting anyone else's hair. But if you own the clippers, you're somehow an authority. So I'll be like, of course you're not going to say, no, I'm terrible at that. So you'll be like, sure, I'll cut your hair. Then you end up like, anyway, revisiting my teenagers. I went to high school right here in the state. How many of you knew that? And I went to high school at Phillips Exeter, graduated in 92, and it's great to be back. I tell the team they have to play 90s music anytime we're back. So I feel like I get to relive my adolescence every time. So we had a last questioner, and it was...
one more question.
And it was him, the young man.
There you go.
Also not a plant, so he kind of looks like it. Here you go.
Okay, so first I just want to say I really like your campaign. I like how you compliment a lot of the other candidates, and especially I've been interested in your campaign since you said the word math.
Nice.
But me and my family came here from Massachusetts, and I'm wondering what I could do there as a kid in Massachusetts who won't be able to vote until the next time there's an election.
Oh, it's fun. Well, where's your family? Oh, look at that. Thanks for coming, all of you. That's so fun. Let's give them a round of applause for that. So just doing this is tremendous. Getting the word out to your family members and friends and neighbors is awesome. We are in crunch time now. The voting starts in Iowa in 2 months and in New Hampshire 8 days later. So the best thing you can do if you want to have the biggest impact is you can join the magical New Hampshire community and come and canvass, knock on doors. I've got a secret for you. They can't tell where you're from when you knock on the doors. They might think you're from inside the state. And so anytime you have a conversation with someone here in New Hampshire, if you get the light bulb to go off, you get them to dig into the campaign, then that you can just walk away saying, got another 1,000. So that's the biggest thing you can do. But congratulations on being so passionate and active even now. How old are you now?
14.
14, my gosh. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to put a little fake facial scruff on you, get you a little fake goatee, get a little bass in your voice, and you knock on the door and be like, hello, have you heard about Andrew Yang? And you can vote for my re-election, because I'm gonna win and then I'll be back anyway.
That's right.
Thank you so much, that's so much fun. So let me do a little bit of press, and then we can take selfies, have a little bit of time together, and thank you all so much. We are going to make history together in 2020, and we're going to have a great time New Year's Eve. Thank you all so much.
No. Oh, there we go. Once again, if you want to queue up for say hi to Andrew, selfie, sign a book, whatever, queue up right where the hair gets cut, and you'll end up in this corner where you see Ethan's hand, and we'll get you, as soon as he's done with press, we'll get that moving. Thank you again. Good, very good.
That's what I was first trying to get.
Oops, there you go. Thank you.
All right, Julia, you're leading off.
Yes.
I haven't taken a look at it. I've been here campaigning in New Hampshire. I've been for impeachment ever since proceedings kicked off. The real question isn't what I think, it's what Republicans in the House and Senate think. We need about 24 Republicans in the Senate to change their minds, essentially, in order for impeachment to be successful in removing Trump from office. So we need to be talking to those 24 Republican senators and try and get them on board with the seriousness of the problem. If we fail in that, unfortunately, Donald Trump is going to claim exoneration after impeachment does not succeed, and then he's going to use that to galvanize his supporters.
Let's give WMER.
You said on Twitter that
So Kamala and I were comparing campaign times, and we were talking about the fact that my wife I do support states and even if all you do is you overdose, people will be so we have to follow other countries' lead and take a more aggressive approach towards reducing to an overdose.
So many bad
And that probably what got me to get it's just for your use, so it takes on your you have to but the counseling and treatment. And this is what I'm price at a high level, and a paramedic and then you see that week after that. Because we're putting these people in positions that are not able to get and they don't have anywhere to go or these big deals and what they
Alright, so hold on.
What's happening?
Alright, so y'all probably can't hear that over there. I can't hardly hear it.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's get over here. Let's move this thing back over here.
Just right here.
Okay. And we're back. Thank you. Thank you, Hyben. I appreciate that very, very much. Every dollar that y'all donate to this channel helps in a tremendous way. Boys, what's up, man? Appreciate y'all being here. If y'all don't know, Boyce paid up in an honorable way the other night. He lost the Ohio State-Michigan game. I mean, he should already. Well, he kind of did. He kind of said he already knew Michigan was going to lose to Ohio State, the Ohio State University. And he paid up in a big way by donating not only the $10 he won from me. We ain't got nothing to do with that. Anyway, he paid up the $10 he won from me and his $10 to the Andrew Yang campaign. So that's pretty awesome. Thank you, boys. Thank you, on Rocco. Zach, can I borrow you for just 1 second?
Hey man, what's up? Are we live?
Yes, we are live.
What's up, guys?
We just wanted to get your thoughts on
That's so short.
Kamala Harris dropping out today?
Man, Kamala's frankly super nice, pretty cool backstage all the time. So I'll miss hanging out with her and her staff at debates or at the cow calls and stuff. They were all pretty cool. She had a good relationship with Andrew, frankly.
And that's what we've heard a lot of. How nice she was to Andrew and how polite she was and everything with the campaign. So we were kind of hoping that the Kamala people who are out there would come over to the Yang Gang.
I don't think at least explore the platform. There's a reason why your candidate and our candidates get along. The intentions are there for sure, trying to make the country a better place. But yeah, we'll miss her. It's honestly, the race is nuts, man.
We released a video 2 days ago, or yesterday actually, on how this is kind of shaping up like Game of Thrones, and how it's a bunch of splintering factions over here on the Democratic side.
I guess. I mean, it's not as dark and backstabbing. It's just
it is too. It's the DNC over it. It's the Democrats. I can say that because I came from the Republican side.
There's just a lot going on.
It's a lot going on, but this kind of feeling actually favors Andrew because the Yang Gang is only getting bigger.
I agree. We are growing. As you can tell here. I've always thought the field was going to shrink. That was our theory, which is a little frustrating because while Kamala's suspended her campaign, you've got Bloomberg and Steyer joining in late. Patrick.
Who else do you think's going to jump in?
I mean, literally Clinton the other day said Hillary Clinton said she was joining. So,
stay retired, Hillary Clinton. You lost the first time, you'll lose again.
No comment from the
but,
I can comment. I'm not part of the Andrew Yang campaign. Stay out.
I seem concerned.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
We're good, guys. We should feel good. 2 months.
Any spoilers on New Year's Eve?
Every time I leak a spoiler, it gets more complicated on the back end. So I feel like I jinx it every time. We're like, oh, it's gonna be awesome. And then people drag celebrities. I say something, their agent gets involved, and it drags their favorite. Things are good, Yang Gang. Thank you for your donations. For being a big month.
That means no spoilers.
The reality is, if we stay on TV, we're gonna do really well. So we gotta keep the money flowing in and keep pounding the payment in New Hampshire and Iowa.
I mean, you got to think $750,000 in one day is a big. That's a power move.
You guys are awesome.
It's a power move. So Yang Gang,
We'll
we
get to 30
appreciate
million.
that.
I don't know where this 30 million number came from. I'll be on the record there.
We all made it up.
We all made that up.
Yep.
Well, because there's this theory that's been floated out there that if we put $30 million in Andrew Yang's hand, we win.
I mean, we put it all on TV, so you're directionally accurate. We're going to do a lot better with $30 million.
You got to think that all these people who are jumping in the hole, like Steyer,
the Yang Gang can come up with $30 million. That's amazing.
It's going to happen. Because we set the goal ourselves as the Yang Gang.
All right.
looks like Lost Man's done.
I might, dude.
I bet. You have some shopping?
Did I take them from me? I thought I gave
Oh, wait.
I gave them
Silver, I got
back.
him. All right, right over here. I'm good again. All right. What's up?
How are you? I love this.
Here, addicted to a screen.
That's a new one, right? You didn't know the Clipper story.
Yeah, I did not know the Clipper story. That was the new one for sure. Andrew is 6 feet tall. He's my height. Me and him are the same height, same age, same jacket size, same scarf size. So he is going over there to sign autographs and stuff. Yeah, Zach's the tall one. Look.
How tall are you, Zach? 6'4".
You heard it here. Zach Grauman was 6 foot.
You can never say it right.
Ramen noodles. You are so welcome. So, Yang Gang, we are probably going to end this live stream. And we thank you for the super chats that have come in. It is very much appreciated. That helps us get to these events. And definitely that helps us plan for next month's stuff too, because that's when it comes in.
Wait, I want to say goodbye.
All right, Mama Yang Gang wants to say goodbye.
I have to say bye too. You can't not say bye to me.
Yang Gang.
That's a funny thing. Show the camera the funny thing. All right, so I guess we're done with the live stream.
I guess so. We appreciate y'all being here and tuning in to this live stream of Andrew Yang's opening in New Hampshire. Yang Gang.
If we keep the stream up, then we won't have anything to record to put up later.
That's right. And we still got a bunch of stuff to put up later, for sure.
Okay.
We love you, Yang Gang. All your donation links are in the other ones. We'll get some up on here. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for the donations. Like, share, subscribe. Donate if you can. Yang 2020. All the way, baby.
We'll see y'all soon.